Hi again, it's Paula Skoy from the Invitation to Change Lives team. And today I'm going to highlight how our worship changes lives at First, most specifically mine today. But I have a sneaking hunch that you and I will have some of the same feelings after you hear my stories. But before I start, I'd like to give kudos to our worship team here at First for creating such a sacred worship space every week. So you ask, how do I actually feel worship, which is the gathering of a church community to worship and praise God? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is when my dad, Gary, died last December. I felt God's life-changing presence at his funeral service, mainly because First is so familiar and comfortable to me. It really feels like my second home. Plus, the sermon specifically memorialized my dad with special stories of his life, which made me feel much more content during such a hard time. Now let's go back about 25 to 35 years. I used to sit in the front row while my mom assisted with worship in various ways. I sure didn't know it then, but watching my mom participate in worship taught me so much about using the gifts we are given. So thank you, Mom. Today, one of the ways I use my gifts in worship is to serve communion. And finally, as an adult worshiping at First, I feel God's energy the most through the sermons and the music. I really appreciate how our pastors intertwine personal stories with biblical stories in their sermons, which helps me process difficult Bible stories and sparks me to spread more love in the world. And the music, lots to talk about there. I love watching my mom sing with the choir. I'm always amazed at Gabe's talents. I feel sadness and grief, though, during certain songs and hymns, but then also fulfilled when the praise band is leading a well-known song. And my all-time favorite is when Aaliyah Richling is back to sing with us. So to sum it up, all the worship experiences I've talked about have shaped the various ways we worship at home, and that's what it's all about, right? So here's a clip to summarize it.
Yes, Jesus of me. Yes, Jesus of me. Yes, Jesus of me. The Bible tells me so.
All this worship is possible through your contributions to First Lutheran. You too can be a part of changing lives by returning the RSVP card with an increased financial gift. I'll see you next week during Invitation Week to celebrate the many ways First Lutheran changes lives.